Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about Hbar. So the market has been sitting stable for the most part. We have been seeing Bitcoin ranging around major resistance and support, which is totally fine. But when we are talking about where we are currently positioned within this market on Hbar, we are just waiting for us to break out of this 22-cent zone. I addressed this yesterday on the Hbar chart, so we could actually go and check out the Hbar chart real quick. So when we are talking about Hedera and we're talking about the current structure that we are in, we need to break out of this significant resistance at around the 50-day MA or EMA, I should say, sorry, which is at around like 22 and almost like a half cents. We really need to break above that level. You guys can see the RSI ranging to have that nice crossing point. Last time that this did cross, it was actually a drop in price. I think that this time that we actually do cross it, it will be a nice move to the upside. We do see volume flowing into Hbar, but we're just not seeing enough to really kind of push us above this resistance point. We have been riding the 10-day EMA for the most part, but I really do want to see us break out of this significant resistance and target the next point, which would be at around like 26 cents. Now, of course, my golden level is still up here at around 35 to 38 cents. Anything below this is not bullish to me. So right now we are kind of just sitting stable for the most part. Yeah, we have a nice little bit of an upward trend currently put in place on Hbar, but again, I'm not going to get bullish on the price action just yet. I have been watching the Bitcoin pairs for a lot of altcoins. They are ranging below major resistance, as you guys do see. We have been kind of ranging below currently the 20-day EMA, but we need to really have a significant breakout on this chart for us to actually even get back to significant levels on the USD pair. Now, with all of this in mind, I do want to address a few things. So first off, we do see from the Hbar Foundation, the Hedera 2022 Solidity Smart Contracts Hackathon is fast approaching. Now, the main thing with Hedera, I love the idea of the Hbar Foundation. I think that it's great, but I think that when we are talking about marketing in general, they still need to have a better way of marketing Hbar. We do see, we're looking for dApps that focus on topics such as sustainability, DeFi, on-ramps, payments, payments, metaverse, decentralized storage, and NFTs. I think that these use cases are great. I think that they're focused on some great use cases. I think that for the most part, we're going to see a lot more building on, of course, Hedera. But honestly, right now, I would say this, right? We're seeing this narrative being pushed around the market that Hedera is this, scam, company. They've been dumping on retail. That's just not the case. I just think that they have been very inefficient in the way of kind of going about token unlocks, token locks as well, like lockups for employees and founders, but also marketing. Marketing is a big aspect here. And I've always said that, Hbar is a token. Hbar as, the token that powers Hedera is great. I think that Hedera is an incredible company. I think that their ecosystem is great. But there's just a few things that are, of course, lackluster. And, marketing, token lockups, and token unlocks are a major key aspect. But I really do want them to really focus more on marketing. We do see here, though, again, this is what makes me, bullish on Hedera and Hbar in the long term. As a founding member of Interwork Alliance, we're excited about the scale and resources that the GBB Council brings to creating tokenized standards, protocols, and specifications. All will enable the sustainability economy to be built on Hedera. Now, I've addressed the idea of GBB Council. They basically had a schematic with IO builders with Hedera where, Hedera essentially will be a CBDC player and also a stablecoin player. I think that that's great, but this is so much more than that. I think that this really kind of focuses on what I've addressed multiple times on this channel, which is tokenization and, of course, sustainability. Those are the biggest two selling points for this market right now. I think that those are two focus points that almost every project should be focused on in general. But we do see here, Interwork Alliance merges with the Global Blockchain Business Council. This goes goes back to September of 2021. But I bring this back up because we should really be focused on the bigger picture here, which is, of course, tokenization in general, but also sustainability through, scale of these areas. We do see, specifications for tokenized business services on a global scale through the development of its token taxonomy, interwork, and analytics frameworks. The IWA will also launch a comprehensive certification program based on its frameworks as well. And, they are going to continue to create these massive open standards, protocols, and specifications on these areas. And we do see up here that, the IWA will become an initiative of the GBBC, and IWA members will become members of the GBBC, with the GBBC becoming one of the largest global industry associations for the blockchain technology ecosystem, with more than 330 institutional members. Now, the reason why I say this is that I want you guys to realize that this is, of course, a massive key role for Hedera's success. The reason why I say that is because this is 330 institutional members, but look at what they are focused on, right? The combination of these two organizations into one is fantastic for the business community. Harnessing the opportunities and navigating the disruption that blockchain technology presents just got a whole lot easier. We know that Hedera has been mentioned multiple times on the GBBC website, and even in regards to white papers on, again, certain use cases. But we do see, the Interwork Alliance and the Global Blockchain Business Council share a common goal when it comes to mapping industry-wide standards for digital assets and blockchain. Collaboration and interoperability are key factors for success in this space. The merger is a great move that will help advance the adoption of tokenized assets and blockchain technologies across industries. I do believe that when we are talking about Hedera being focused on tokenization as a whole, I think that this is great for them. I think that this is also building out that massive demand for institutional money to flow in as well. And we actually see Hedera Governing Council, Brett McDowell, Executive Director, being mentioned, or, quoting down here, as a founding member of IWA, we are excited about the scale and resources that the GBBC brings to bear on the important mission of delivering open standards, protocols, and specifications for tokenized business services. This is huge, guys. And we even see here, we look forward to building on the work started with the seminal publication of the Voluntary Ecological Markets Overview White Paper, leveraging the GBBC's resources to further our community's work with the Hedera token service, the first native layer, one implementation based on the IWA token taxonomy framework. This is huge, guys, especially for, again, Hedera. This is massive. And like I said, here's the GBBC, 330 institutional members and 130 ambassadors from 70 jurisdictions and disciplines. That is huge. And again, when we are talking about the Interwork Alliance, we know that they are huge as well in terms of tokenization. You guys can go read all about them, simplifying the digital interchange of value. They really kind of focus on, many things within, tokenization, trade and supply chain, distributed ledger technology as well in terms of security and things like that for, of course, the finance industry. You guys can see all about the Interwork Alliance. I think that this is something that's very key for the success of DOTs and, of course, tokenization as a whole. And here, you guys can see their vision, all that kind of stuff. This is all talking about tokenization. This is tokenization of everything. And it all starts with standards being met. And this is, again, a huge aspect of Hedera. And we do see SpaceX employee is following Hedera on LinkedIn. SpaceX could use Hedera for many use cases, including synchronizing their satellites. Enterprises are starting to realize the power of Hedera network. And we actually see, again, here's Mark Gregorio. I'm hoping I'm saying that last name right. I'm probably butchering it, but it's all good. We do see, Raptor at SpaceX, and Hedera is one that they are following. So I'm going to say this. I don't believe that this is a significant breadcrumb, but it does continue to add up. Similar to even the, Microsoft stuff. Like, I do think that we will see Microsoft at one point in time becoming, again, a GC member of Hedera. I just think that there's way too many connections there, for them not to be. But I'm also excited for, the future on what to expect within this entire area. I mean, like, there's so many use cases that could be built out on Hedera because they are so scalable, extremely fast, affordable. I mean, truly, when we are talking about an enterprise grade solution for all enterprise grade use cases, Hedera is the #1 DLT of choice for a lot of these major players. And that is also why when we're talking about things like the Interwork Alliance and things like that, when they are talking about tokenization services, Hedera is just the #1 thing that comes to mind, because we know that the Hedera token service in general is such a huge innovation. And of course, last but not least, I do want to talk to you guys about a few things, happening within crypto. And we do see our breaking world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater, is preparing to invest in its first crypto fund. Again, we are seeing massive money starting to pour into this market. And we even see here crypto industry veterans have teamed up to bring players in the traditional video game space into Web3. This also brings me back to the partnership, or I should say the GC announcement of Ubisoft with Hedera. I know a lot of people are still skeptical on, of course, that GC announcement, saying that, Ubisoft didn't really mention much or anything like that. But you guys also have to remember that, although there's NDAs in place, there's a lot of use cases that can't be discussed. There's a lot of information that can't be discussed. Sure, an announcement of a GC member is something that's like bare minimum, so an NDA really wouldn't cover that too much. But you got to really look at the idea on like what's being built behind closed doors. What is actually happening behind the scenes with Hedera? Because a lot of people probably weren't even aware of this when we were talking about tokenization and things happening right now within this space. Like the token taxonomy, this is huge, right? Because this is a massive framework that's going to be focused on tokenization. I'm actually going to be talking more so about tokenization tomorrow with Hedera, because there's a lot of things I really want to address and break down to you guys. There's so much money, that's going to flow through Hedera as a massive ecosystem, but also as a network as well. Like the amount of scale that could be handled through Hedera is just unfathomable. I can't even talk right now. When we are talking about some of these major use cases and names that are working with Hedera. So, pay attention to that, but also pay attention to, crypto in general, because crypto is continuing to grow and grow and grow day by day. I know a lot of people are kind of waiting for the next big thing. The next big thing is here, right? Crypto in general is the next big thing. Just don't try to find the next big project that's going to net you 100x gains or anything like that. Just look at crypto in general, right? We are so early in this in the space. We are seeing some major breakouts along the board for some altcoins. I think that when we are talking about the altcoin market, I think that we are nearing alt season. I think that the next major stepping stone in this market is nearing. I think that we still need to have a Bitcoin season. I've addressed this in my videos just recently during the week, but as we are seeing more and more money flowing in, we're seeing a lot more bullish news, bullish announcements around crypto adoption and crypto use. I think that our time is nearing, guys. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick, guys. Peace out.